Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage. Today we're working on the red truck again. It's like day 3 or something like that. So we got the thing cranking last time, the engine mount's all in, and we are now ready to make this thing actually like start with the key and crank with the key because we just jumped it yesterday. So engine's all in, of course, and we're gonna be working on kind of using the original starter solenoid is where they fed power into the truck and all that stuff. So we're actually gonna leave this as a junction box block, if you will, and leave that powering the whole truck. And we're going to reuse some of these wires that activated the starter, run them over to the starter solenoid, the Dodge, the Cummins starter solenoid, and then our switch power we're going to use for some other stuff in the engine bay, which will allow us to turn the truck on and off with the key. Steve's out at the parts store getting some more fuel line. We're going to be running some new fuel line. I have some here. Line we're going to run some new hard lines in. We need to make a return line off the engine, so I think I'm going to actually be using this long metal filler neck. Goes from here all the way down into the gas tank. Obviously I don't want to weld on a gas tank that still has fumes in it, so I'm going to be putting a line into this that's going to feed all the way down into the tank, and then I'm going to silicone braze or silicone TIG around it. And that will seal it all up, and then we'll have a return line that will feed back in. It'll all kind of come in right at the bottom of the cab. So that's our game plan. Hopefully we'll have it running on the key by the end of the day, and we can all high five. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so we got the battery hooked up, battery cables hooked up to a jump box that Clint brought. And we just want to test the solenoid with the key and your light buzzer right there. And we're gonna figure out which terminals are switch power, which are start power. All right, ready?
Yep.
Switch. That's keyed on power.
So,
Okay,
yep.
now. All right, want to try the other one on start?
Yep.
Cool. After that, lets us know which to use. So one of them is going to be, where does the one, that's going to run to our starter.
So starter, and it will run to one of the wires in the shutoff solenoid.
Oh, understood. Okay.
So it sees, when it sees crank power, it shoots the plunger. And then there's another wire that you hook to switched power. And
Okay.
it holds the plunger.
Okay, and that'll be the
Coil wire.
coil, the coil wire power we have labeled. Okay, cool. That's pretty simple. right, so I've been working on getting this return line made. I got it tacked in. I'm going to test fit it. But in the meantime, Clint's been working on the wiring. He got pretty much all the wiring for the engine all set up. We have a battery just on the ground for right now. We're going to get a battery. It's going to fit the original battery tray. So he's just got a jumper box in there powering the cab. But if you see, he's going to crank it. You're also going to see the solenoid move. There we go. We need a bigger battery.
Yeah, maybe.
But moral of the story is it cranks over, valve works. So we're gonna work on getting a battery. I'm gonna work on getting the fuel feed and return all set up, and then we should be able to crank this thing over and fire it here soon. All right, so I welded this all up here, checked it for any pinholes. It's all good. So we got our feed line, the return line that's coming from the engine, all hooked to this, and then you have the tube that sticks through and actually goes in the gas tank or fuel tank. So now we can fit this all up and hopefully last time here. So this guy can go up in there, like that. Just slide. Clamp over. That. Okay, so I think we are ready to. Alright, so now we gotta get it up
In the lift.
Really not like piecemeal it. There we go. Boom.
Now where's rubber line?
I just gotta rotate it. And my flashlight. I mean, I can still see it. Rotate this through. What do you got? You got your frisbee. Just bring that in on his own? Oh, you were playing with him?
Yeah.
I was like, sometimes he does that. I'll just bring his toys like, hey, it's time.
It's time. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Is that tight?
Yeah.
That's tight. This is here. All we need is a hard line to go to that, and we're good. Yes, Cat. Cap still reads the right way. I won't have to twitch about that.
How much are we gonna spill?
You want to go this way or that way?
Whatever.
You know, I probably do have a neck that will fit.
What?
Jesus Christ. Alright, let's try again. We wasted at least $17 in. Oh! Look how good that works! Life hacks!
We're only spilling a little.
That's user error, that's not my tape.
User error, you wanna do it? If we go fast, maybe we won't spill as much?
Might be worse. Then you're overpowering my duct tape funnel. Working pretty good. Don't knock it if it works. Now you remember that the next time.
Yeah, I guess.
Hell yeah. We only dropped
2 gallons down.
Only about $50 worth of fuel on the floor. That's it. All right, so just turned the valve on, and we heard his little pump here. He got the primer there that he was pushing on, and when I opened the valve, I heard it make a noise. So it's sucking fuel. And we got a bunch of random crap on the ground, all jerry-rigged up. Till we go buy a battery, but that's not in today's attention span. Okay, so Steve's gonna run and try and get us some battery cables and a battery so we can actually put it in the correct location. Clint and I are gonna work on some clutch stuff now. So there is a knockout that I don't know if I referenced here earlier that we could put our sleeve, and the pedal actually has a hole already in it for a hydraulic clutch. So this thing must have been an option at some point that it could come with a hydraulic clutch, which is great for us. So we just have to drill some holes, work on our push rod, get this
Locks in there?
What?
Maybe grab the channel locks and break that knockout off. Bada bing, baby. Sweet. Our holes are going to be 3 inside here.
So I got the clevis all mounted in here. It's probably hard to tell, but we had to take the pedal cluster apart. There was the original push rod used to come from up here and went down, straight down through the floor to like a Z-bar that rotated. And basically this pedal is already drilled for 3 different types of clutch push rods at different heights and things. So the top hole was actually blocked by the bracket they had welded on for that down type movement. Or up and down rather. So I cut that off, opened the hole up, the factory hole back up. I took an early Ford clevis, brake clutch rod clevis, took the Dodge one, cut it off, threw it in the lathe, turned it down a tiny bit, tapped it off, and now the clevis fits and we have a pedal. So Clint mounted up all the clutch stuff, and apparently on this clutch sleeve there's a little plastic piece that holds it in, like push rod on the sleeve in, and when you push the pedal for the first time it breaks through it so that it doesn't come apart because it's all pre-bled, which is crazy to me. I don't fully wrap my brain around not having to fight with bleeding it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we get the push rod length right, I pretty much got all the play out of it. There's maybe just a tiny bit in it, and I can lengthen it a little bit to take that out. Should be good. So fingers crossed. Should work. So we're down there.
Yep.
A gear.
There you go.
Ready?
Sure.
I heard it break.
Yeah, they almost just hit Clint in the face. I saw him go shooting out.
Can you turn?
No, but I'm using my fingers, so.
It's there. That's kind of a smart design. It just sucks you have to buy the whole shebang when.
How much is the kit?
$116.
It's really not that bad.
No, because that's like what one part would cost if it was a.
That's $116 of not having to bleed a hydraulic clutch.
How does the clutch feel?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's stiff by hand, but with your foot it'd be great. Well, must have done something if it broke the little tabbies off.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
push the clutch in.
and spins. Let the clutch out.
Buddy.
Hey,
Hey.
I love it. That's a
It works! It works! We're geniuses! Actually, this thing was probably made for hydraulic clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that matters.
I spent a lot of time under that truck today. I want to hear it run again.
All right, ready?
Are you?
And it shuts off. That's a big deal. Make sure it does that with a diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, that really smokes the shut though.
That really stinks, yeah.
All right, so got the truck running with the key, with a battery in the truck, no straps, no cables. It's awesome. So Clint's the man. He pretty much helped us fumble our way through this because I didn't know anything about any of this. So that's the only reason we were in 3 days to get this all done. And to be honest, we wasted a lot of time on a couple of things that we got this stupid stuff that we probably would have been a bit further. So at this point, it's just doing a lot of the doodads. I don't know. I don't remember. Alternator.
Alternator, belt, sensors, the two
We have to
sensors,
adapt the sensors.
drive shaft, and then
Throttle cable, I guess, is the other
throttle cable.
probably.
The linkage is going to be a little weird because it's backwards,
Yeah,
but
some sort of bell crank or
yeah,
something.
it'll be easy enough to figure out, I guess. And then after that, it's just cooling system and then the intercooler pipes, drive shaft, and it should be a vehicle again.
Yeah. Yeah, the intercooler, we're thinking about doing something that there's some holes Clint had noticed had already torched out on either side of the radiator, almost like they wanted to put an intercooler there. So we're gonna probably utilize that hackery and try and fit a, what is it,
It's a first gen intercooler.
smaller first gen intercooler that Clint brought from his stash. Put that in there, and then I can make the tubing and all that stuff. So we're getting close. So we're gonna probably do at least one more video, maybe two, we'll see. We're going through the process of getting this all in there. Hopefully it's helpful if any of you guys that follow our channel are into this era of truck and you want to do the swap. There's a lot that we learned.
Yeah, flip your starter upside down.
Flip your starter upside down. That is the number one thing that we learned. That if you're putting in a Ford, definitely do that. But so yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for following. Appreciate it. Catch you later.